While still at school, his fascination for the 16mm projector led him to become a prop boy or the gopher of the Academy Award-winning epic Bridge on the River Kwai. And today, he is the closest Sri Lanka has to Hollywood. On All About Success this week, a man who has just as much fascination for helicopters and planes as the silver screen, the man Steven Spielberg described as his most valued friend in the East.
Chandran Rutnam began his cinema career at the age of 16 when his mother rented one of her properties in Colombo 7 to Eddie Fowley, property master for the team filming Bridge on the River Kwai. Chandran worked as Fowley's assistant and left for UK with the team and subsequently took up work on The Key, starring Sophie Loren and William Holden. Chandran, who left for the USA, spent the next 3 years working for Warner Brothers Studios while studying film at the University of Southern California. The first major movie Chandran brought for filming in Sri Lanka was Tarzan the Ape Man, an MGM film produced and directed by John Derek, starring Bo Derek and Richard Harris. Chandran successfully convinced Derek to take up locations in Sri Lanka such as Udavatta Calais in Kandy, Anivatta by the Mahavali River and the Peradeniya Gardens over the vast jungles and plains of the African continent. Thus was the inception of Chandran Rutnam's film location services. Major box office hits with most of the outdoor scenes filmed on locations under the guidance of Chandran included Steven Spielberg's Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Mother Teresa in the Name of God's Poor, Jungle Book 2, Lord Mountbatten, The Last Viceroy, Shadow of the Cobra, A Dangerous Life and Deepa Mehta's Water. Chandran has also provided his expertise and services of film location services to films such as Beyond Rangoon, Indochine and Sleeping Dictionary, Farewell to the King, Bloodsport 2 and 3, The Iron Triangle, 50-50, Victory, Crystal Book, Shadow of the Cobra, Iqbal, Sandokan, Ordinary Magic and The Further Adventures of Tennessee Buxton Ghosts Can't Do It, to name a few. In early 1995, Chandran became the deputy chairman of Lion Air and bought off CDE Aviation in late 1995, which he turned into the Asian Aviation School or AAS. The Asian Aviation School is affiliated to the Kingston University in UK and conducts its flying school at Katkurunda Airport.
During his school days, his fascination with the 16mm projector led him to become a prop boy at the set of Bridge on the River Kwai. And today, he is the closest we have to Hollywood. You've had the distinction of working with the world's most prestigious film directors, Steven Spielberg, John Borman, and of course Hollywood and Bollywood A-listers like Harrison Ford, Jessica Alba, Amrish Puri. How was it to work with them, and what lessons can you impart from them, from their characteristics, to the people that we have in our field in Sri Lanka?
Well, first of all, I want to say I feel very fortunate and very lucky to have been able to work with such distinguished directors and actors and technicians. Without making too much of a comparison, I would say that the Hollywood actors are very highly committed, because there are large amounts of money being spent on these projects and they have to meet deadlines, and their commitment to the project as well as their discipline is very high. In Sri Lanka, I have to say that there is not that much of discipline when making a picture. After all, making a movie, the movie business is inherently coupled with business. Movie business. Art coupled with business. So because large sums of money are being spent here, and it's usually not your money, it's somebody else's money. So we have a major responsibility to do a good job and bring these things on time. And I feel that the new generation of actors and technicians coming out of Sri Lanka are much more committed, much more serious, and they feel the responsibility of making a good picture and good product.
You have worked on and you have rooted those films to Sri Lanka. The films that have been turned down or looked down upon in India, Water, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, has it ever affected your relations with Bollywood or don't you really care?
Well, I care. I care because I have so many friends in Bollywood, and I have made good friends in Bollywood. But they don't really feel bad about anything like that, because I will go point by point, because how we did Indiana Jones. The sets were already being built in India to make Indiana Jones. They came to Sri Lanka only to look for a bridge, a location for a gorge where we can build a bridge. And we went all over the place. I took them by helicopter, and finally we saw this gorge right by the construction site of the Mahabali Dam. And Steven said, well, that's it, I like that. And we decided to make that part of the film here. Then I went to the hotel, and at that time at the hotel a phone call came from the production manager in India, the American production manager in India, saying the Indian authorities don't want us to use the word Thagi, and then they don't want us to use the word Maharaja. So I just made a joke. I said, hey, you can use the word Maharaja or Maharani in our country. And then we discussed it a little further, and they said, okay, stop the construction in India, we are going to do the rest of the film in Sri Lanka. As simple as that. Because it's very tough to make films in India because the authorities of every state have a different point of view.
There's so much of red tape.
So much of red tape because of the different states. And each one has a different set of rules. So it's not that easy. Whereas in Sri Lanka, it's one state, we get the permission, the script is read and approved, and away we go. So we have been very fortunate in that. As far as Mother Teresa is concerned, they wanted to do Calcutta, they wanted to shoot in Calcutta. Now, shooting in Calcutta is not an easy job. So I said, listen, we will create Calcutta for you. So we took pictures of the streets of Calcutta, and we recreated the entire scene of Calcutta in the fort, right by next to the Gafoor building. We had rickshaws and everything. Worked out fine. Yeah.
You have very strong convincing skills. You convinced. Well, you are the one who said yes. Yeah. How would you do that? Because when Indiana Jones was to be shot, do you convince them to? Was it Indiana Jones or something else that you convinced them to take Udavatta Calais and no,
that was Tarzan.
Tarzan the Ape Man.
That was Tarzan.
Right.
Yes, they were going to shoot in Africa, and they went looking for the locations. I came back to Sri Lanka. I got my hands on the script, and I tried to contact them in John and Bo Derek. I tried to contact them in Kenya, and the studio would not give me their hotel. So I found out there were 6 5-star hotels there. I sent faxes, or what was it at that time, telexes, longest telexes to 6 different hotels, and one of them hit the actors, John Derek and Bo Derek, and they said, okay, we are coming to Sri Lanka. So they came to Sri Lanka, fell in love with it, loved Udavatta Calais, and away we go.
If you ever consider leaving cinema, would you ever consider to take up tourism? Because you'll be a great tour guide. Because you know in and out of Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Well, we are kind of in the tourist business, because when we make a film, it's a major promotion. Cinema is the most influential promotion any country can have. We have not realized that, and that's a shame. Because I'll tell you one instance. When we did Indiana Jones, I went to the tourist board and said, take this tagline, follow the trail of Indiana Jones to Sri Lanka. We could have brought them here, shown them the bridge, but we did not understand the power of the cinema at that time. I hope they do it now. And also we are giving jobs and promotional jobs to foreign countries to make promotional material for Sri Lanka. Hey, we got talented people. Why not invest in us? Why not invest in, I'm not talking about me, there are a lot of young talented people, and I think we should invest in them. Let them make the commercials. They have the passion and the love for this country. Not some foreign company that comes here and makes it just because they are professionals. We are professionals too. And if there is something we cannot do, we can outsource that particular item. Like if the graphics are not up to expectations, we can hire an Indian graphics company or a Hollywood graphics company. But I would say the tourism and films go together. And we have not addressed that issue. We should look at that very carefully, because cinema is the most powerful tool for any type of tourist activity. My first film was Adara Katava, which was considered very controversial at that time. It was regarding the ethnic issues.